Good evening and Vannakam Entamizh viewers. We are really sorry about the technical issues and the delay in the interview today. Really sorry about it. Okay, let's start with the show. We have Ms. Moly from from Malaysia here with us for the Artist Talk Session 3. We have a brief introduction about Ms. Moly. She is born and bred in Johor Bahru, Malaysia. Moly has passion for colors and brushes from her young days. She is also very much interested in reading. She further studied human psychology between 2011 and 2013 during her university days. And she's also taken courses in Eastern psychology and yogic practices. Later, she has also completed her certification in expressive art therapy, and she's also practicing the same. She's done positive psychology, and she's conducted numerous individual workshops and sessions. She is pursuing her master's in human resource management right now, and she's here with us to share her experience and to share her art with us. Welcome, Ms. Moly.
Hi, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for having me here.
We are really sorry about the delay and for keeping you waiting for a longer time.
It's okay, no
I'm very curious to talk to you about, because my interest is also art and psychology. So really, I'm very curious to hear about your work. So why don't you introduce yourself? Give us a brief introduction about you, about your style of painting and what you do.
Okay. So again, thank you so much for having me here. Brief introduction about myself, like what you have mentioned just now. Yes, I have completed my studies in positive art therapy as well as psychology and human resource, which is already completed the masters, and now I'm pursuing my second masters at the moment. But again, I'm actually, the reason why I'm having human resource is actually I'm working in an organization separately as well as working on my artworks as well. So I have two profession, if I may say it rightly. So what else can I say about myself? There are a lot of things, like about human psychology, how it's actually related with the arts and stuff, right? So I think the interest of art is not something that I got it suddenly. Suddenly one day I got up and I wanted to be an artist or something. No. So it has been always there since I was very small, and very, very small. Even before I started writing, I think I started scribbling on the wall and paper and stuff. So from there, eventually I grow from there, as in like started drawing whatever that I see in a day to day, from TV, or I used to get this Deepavali cards. We used to have that. So I'll just take some from there and then started drawing, and yeah, whatever that I get in my hand, I'll just started practicing from there. But being in a very strict family, I have a very strict I mean, my parents, they were always focusing, asking us to focus on our studies. So I've been focusing on studies, but at the same time, the love for arts has been always pulling me at the side, like, I need to do something about it, or been always exploring what else I can do. So here I am today, I guess, from there.
Yeah. One. Yeah. Now, we would like to know more about your paintings. Can you show your paintings? Can you screen share your works, and let's talk about the painting?
Sure. Give me a while. Yeah, I will share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes. So when I was like going through your paintings, I first saw, I don't know whether this is the chronology of your work. I saw few abstracts and few figurative. So which one is your interest? So you started with abstract and then you moved to figurative, or
No, so this is the reason latest works that I have put in front. So these are my latest work. But I started with portraits first initially. When I was small, I always been, I was amazed with people's expression and the faces and the eyes and everything. So I started with this people portraits, black and white and stuff. So these are my works previously. I just like to explore on all these things. And then I started exploring into this kind of mixed media artwork, which I'm sure we know about this artist Hannah Hawk, which been doing it during the Dadaism time. So I've been trying to explore that other than drawing, like I've been always drawing, right? So what are the other things we can put it creatively? So I find Dadaism being a bit interesting to explore on that, and being mentored by Mr. Steven has been always asking me to read more and explore more. What else that your heart can relate to? So that's how I come up with these artworks. And been exhibited this previously, and it's quite interesting to explore, because when you do not know something and you started reading about it, then you realize that you actually have a lot of things that for you to realize and to learn, right? So this is something that I adapted and explore from Hannah Hawk's works as well as Dadaism. And then after that, I begin to also move into working as a into a mixed media. More, it's not exactly a sculpture, but it's a mixed media. So I had few pillow works that I had done, and it's not only pillow. It has some reason behind. That there's some philosophy behind as well, why it is a pillow and why it has been covered into a glass, and what am I trying to say in the pillow. So these are the works that I have done before. So you can see here that there's a tiger in there, and it's in a cage kind of box. So there's a reason why it is in that way. So I just wanted to depict about a person here, his biography. So if you go into the details, there's a lot of things to say, but these are the works that I eventually explored, the pillow works.
can you explain at least one or two of it, because it comes under the same series called Mirror Mirror, right?
Yes,
Uh,
it's under mirror.
or can you explain what the series is about and talk about any one work, probably the tiger?
Yeah, okay. So this series is all about it's about the Dadaism concept, like how I combine all kind of different pictures into one, and to place it is not easy, because you need to know which one to put where, and the composition and the colors has to be aligned as well. If not, then it will be too much here and there. So if I can talk about this tiger work, right? They call it as Tiger of Jalutong. So this work is a bit interesting, because I was doing a research about this person in 2020, I think, for one of the exhibition that we had. So this person is our one of our prominent lawyer in Malaysia, quite famous last time, used to be. So I was doing some research about him, and I wanted to put him in my work, like what are the things that we can say about him. So I didn't want to write a essay about him or anything, just to put the details and have it in this artwork. So when I started research, right, so most of my work is about research. It's not like something that I can just pick something and then put it somewhere, like whatever pictures that you can see and you can just crop it and put it there. No. So before I begin my work itself, I'll do a lot of research, because this is not like painting. It's more of a collage kind of thing, but it's not exactly collage. So it's an artwork, but you need to do a lot of background to in order for you to place certain things. So you can see there's a tiger, and the tiger has a turban. So this person is actually a Singh. His name is Karpal Singh. So I wanted to depict him in a tiger way. He used to be like a tiger during his time, that time. So what is his background, and what he has done in the history, and what are the truth that we do not know, the public do not know. So I managed to get a lot of details about him and have put in there. So those who knows about what is it, then they can figure out, oh, okay, this is the thing about him. So if do not know, then you got to find it by by yourself. So the reason why I put it in a cage is he had been fighting for a lot of innocent people who have been locked, in jail, and he has been doing it like a service to a lot of people been locked up, and try to bring them out and everything. So I think that I'm trying to put that, not putting him in the cage, but it's a way of saying that, people who has been going through a lot of things, and he has helped a lot of people. So there's a way of putting it, so I decided to put it in a cage too. It's also another way of saying it's not easy to touch him, or it's not easy to break him, kind of thing. But deep inside, it's a pillow work. Inside the cage, it's a pillow. So deep inside, he is as soft as the pillow material. So that's what I'm trying to say. But in terms of the work itself, it has a lot of details in there.
Okay, so is it a visual biography about a person?
Yes, it is a biography work.
The next picture that you have, the myopic, it's also about the same person, or it's a different.
It's a different one because it comes under different series. It comes under sanity. So during this sanity series, I've been doing a lot of portraits. So that's where you can see this. Yeah, you can see this portraits, sanity in series, in series of sanity. So I've been exploring a lot of portraits. So these are my self portrait. I started with my self portrait, actually. So I'm a person who doesn't want to do. I've been drawing a lot of people's faces. I've been painting and all, but I refused to explore my own face. So there was a time when I was requested to do my self portrait. So I took a while for me to really convince to do my own self portrait. So then sometimes it's not easy for you to convince yourself to do your own stuff, like drawing your own figure or your own portrait. So and then I started trying out, and then yeah. So it's not exactly a realistic portrait. It's not definitely it's not realism. So if you see, all my most my works are impressionism. So how I get from seeing a face, or what are the things that I get. So if you look at the colors and everything, I have mixed a lot of colors, and it's not only colors; it has a lot of layers as well. So if you see this picture in real, it has a lot of layer by layer, and it's very thick. So you can see a bit of 3D format in there, and it's also another way of saying what you are saying as a person, as if the person has an experience. I mean, all of us has experience, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if the experience can be seen on face, this is how it look like. After having a lot of experience by throughout the years, you have a lot of different layers, different kind of happiness, pain, and all these things. This is how it will project through our face, from our outlook. So that's what that's how I see this painting. But the process was very interesting because you never know, because I don't really plan what color I'm going to work on with. So when I started the basic portrait itself, I just started drawing and do the background work. But when I start putting the color, it's completely different, because it takes time. It's not like simply putting everything. It really takes time because of the composition and the colors that we are putting, and the lighting and everything. So you can see, like, I have used a lot of blue and yellow and orange. And when you're putting the layer on, I mean, when you're putting the layers, the outcome will be completely different. So these are the things that you can't always plan out, because it's more of an abstract expressionism. So what I feel from the portrait. So it's about the sanity. That's about the sanity series. And this series is special also because I did this during the lockdown period in 2020. So I did all these portraits during that time. Yeah. So it doesn't really have that exact realistic picture, like you can see the real eyes or real nose. No, it's not that. So it's more of a giving the impression of a person, but it's not exactly.
How do you title them? It's really interesting to see those titles.
The title, you mean?
Yeah.
um I think it depends again. When I don't really title a painting before I paint it. So I will complete it and I'll give some time. Like, I would not immediately give a title. So until I get what I get, what the feel I get from the picture or from the portrait, and then accordingly I give the title. So this title is endurance. Like I said, every person, if they have, if the experiences has color, this is how it will look like. I mean, it's not exactly a ugly picture. It depends on how people are seeing it, looking at it. But this is how, when people are coming with experiences, that's how, if the experience has colors, that's how it look. So I felt experience is very much related to endurance as well, because we move on with life with so much of endurance. So that's the reason I put it that way. And courage, that's actually I put it as a co-rage. So it can also be anger, or it can be also be courage. So rage comes with courage. For me, it's that's how I see it. So it's I don't know, it just whatever that hits me during that time when I see my own painting, I feel whatever that I feel, I put it that way. So this is reality hits hard by and by. And then from there I move into landscape during this series, Godai series.
Okay. So landscape inspired from which part of the world? It's your
Come again,
dream
sorry.
No, it's your dream landscape, or if the landscape inspired any particular geographical location?
Okay. So this is a very interesting process. So I was supposed to go and look for a location and try to depict it in an abstract way. But what I did was I started going around and exploring places, and also I used to drive. I like driving alone, so I just drive and explore a lot of places, and I'll take picture and I'll keep it in my phone. So whenever I have the time, I'll just go through my pictures again and again, and I also explore what are the other landscape that we have around the world. So the if you look into the series called Godai, right? Godai means five types of elements in Japan, in Japanese language. So in this work, I have like in this series, I have five works which has five different elements. And before I decided to have the work done, I didn't really have how to say, I didn't really have that picture to move into this version. I just started, when you go through a lot of images, right? Your subconscious mind tend to have that understanding, or the images in your brain. So when I had it when I have my canvas in front, I just like, okay, today I'm going to do something about fire, see how it comes. So I just go like, I have an idea of that fire, or maybe can say um lava or something, but it's not exactly, okay, this is what I'm going to do based on this picture. No. So whatever fire images that I've been going through or seen before, so it comes on the spot, it comes. And the color is not exactly how it is supposed to be, because here, if you can see, all the colors are a mix of a lot of different colors. So here, this part is actually, like, you can see there is a blue and there's a purple and there's a orange or red, but even inside there I have put in a lot of colors, and all these are finger paintings. So I don't use brush or anything. I just play with my colors, and I can feel it, like, I don't know, it just I just flow with the color, and I can touch and I can play. So that's how it works. So it's not entirely like copy paste kind of thing. It's more of a go with the flow and enjoy the process, and at the end of it I find it like, wow, okay, that's something interesting that I did today, until I get the satisfaction that okay, this is done, I'm done, I'm good with this.
Till then, you continue doing, right?
Yeah, till then I'll continue doing it, because of course I would not do it within a day, because I have to go to work and come back, and I need to find my time at night to really sit and do my work. So every day I'll sit and do my stuff, like, today this is what I'm going to do, and then I'll take my time, and then the next day I'll come and then continue, and then the next day. So it depends. I'll take time, like, for per painting it depends, like maybe 4 or 5. Sometimes it can even take like 2 weeks. It depends on the size as well, but I compared to the end compared to the end result, I think I enjoy the process. Yeah, until I get the satisfaction. So once done, that's it. I don't really go and touch again. No, I think that's it. That's what something, I don't really feel that it's something that I created, but I will feel that something I discovered, something that need to be there, and I discovered it, something like that.
Fine. So what medium you have used? It's oil. while
Um, um, Most of my works are based on acrylic, and I also use other colors as well. So mostly are acrylic and mixed media, some other mediums as well, because I have texture in the painting. So it may seem like a plain painting, but it has a lot of texture, like sand kind of texture. Yep.
fine. Okay, so your bio actually says you explore on human perception over certain orthodox conceptualization in society. Can we talk more about it? So, what is that you are questioning about, or what is it you would like to change? Or, can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Human orthodox conceptualization. So I think it's a very interesting question that you're putting in, and I'm glad to answer this question. I grew up in a very unique, I don't know whether if it's unique or not, but in a very different family environment. So yes, of course, I'm an Indian, but my background is not really from a religious background. My dad is my both my parents. I mean, my mom and my dad brought us up as atheists. So we don't really go to temple, or we don't really do these religious practices when we were small. So that's how it used to be until we were finishing our secondary school. Okay, so I mean, yes, I had this interest on arts. You may be thinking that what's the correlation of these two. So when we grow, right, when we grow and when we see our friends and other family or other people going to temple and all, we'll be like questioning why they are going to temple, and what is that, what is there for us to do there, why we are not going, why we are not doing that kind of thing. So my dad always used to say that you don't have to go to a temple for you to believe that God is with you. You just do good, you say good, and be good. That's it. God will be there with you. So that's the best. I mean, that's the understanding we grew up with. And eventually I started exploring what is it, because when the curiosity was there, and I began to ask a lot of questions. What is it there, that why people are still going there? If there is something there, there must be something there. And then when I correlated with a lot of ideas, or a lot of societal understanding, or this is right and this is wrong, in between all these things. So I had a lot of questions. Why, a lot of, because the way that we brought up was different, and the way when we go out to the world and see what actually happening is completely different. So that's when I started understanding a lot of things, which is you need to understand about yourself first before you question, a lot of things outside. So that's when I begin to learn about psychology, human psychology, and how human brain works. And personally, I've been also going through a lot of things as well, because when you begin your adult, right, adult how to say, adult, from your teenage to adult timing. So I was also learning and exploring, experiencing a lot of things personally as well. And I thought psychology is something very interesting for me to understand myself as well as others, and why people are behaving certain way in certain time. So I think that's when I started realizing, okay, that's something that a lot of things are completely different in our I don't know if it's I don't know how to call it, whether it's society or the way it is, the way how people are seeing. I can give you a very good example from one of my latest work about the question that you are having. I would like to share it here. So I did this work couple of months ago for one of the exhibition for female um, uh, Women's Day. Yep, right. Can you see my screen for Women's Day? So I was thinking what to do for Women's Day, because it's all there. It's all, women empowerment. A lot of things are going on, and we as a women, we are doing a lot of good things as well. Like there is no, I mean, in Malaysia, if you're talking about Malaysia, I think pretty much well, compared to, like, like 200, 300 years back. Definitely it's much better now. So I was just thinking, what should I do, what shall I talk in my painting and stuff. So I just closed my eyes and I was thinking, like, okay, just be quiet for a while, and just see what comes. And that this is the image that I got. And I thought, okay, let's do this. So I just did this image. And the moment, and it's interesting to see how people perceive it, right? So again, I did it in it's a finger painting, and it's more of a impressionism again. I don't know, what do you think about this painting? I just want to check with you, like, want to know what do you think about it, what do you feel?
When I saw this painting, I related with Yomi, and I thought you are talking something about the mystical quality of birth or reproduction. That's what that's what I perceive from it.
Nice, nice, nice. So again, yeah, see how nicely you put it, right? So that's the interesting part when I get the feedback. It's not like how I do the work, but how people perceiving it is the best part. And that's how I connected with the orthodox, or I don't know, it's not orthodox mindset, but what kind of how people accepting the painting, like how they what are the things that they are seeing from the painting. So the some of my friends or some of the people that I know, the first time when when they see the picture, they were like, what, why you have, why, what have you done, all kind of questions came in. Like they can't accept the fact that why someone have to draw these kind of things, or it's not really something that you need to put it in a painting. So that reaction, or that the perceive, how they perceive is something that I'm trying to break. Like we have a lot of beautiful things in this world, but people have a different mindset to perceive it differently. Like, what I'm trying to show in this picture is, it's in between the birth and it I mean in between two worlds, like before the birth. So when the child's head is coming out from mother's womb, this is how it look like. Yeah, so the half of the world will be inside the, inside the mother's womb, and also another half of the world is outside. So the baby is experiencing two world at the same time, and mother is the only person can give you that kind of experience. So I think women have that ability to show both the worlds at the same time. That's what I'm trying to say. So these are the kind of things that I have a lot of question when when we talk about the mindset of people, how they perceive it from outside. Like when we talk about things like this, or about sexual stuff, or it can be anything, gender, or people are not really coming up to talk about it, because they immediately they think, oh, this is something that I should not talk in outside, or something I should not say outside. But why? I mean, there are a lot of nice things you can say about a lot of things, but these are the things that I'm trying to figure out. Like, okay, it's interesting, like how people are perceiving, from where to where people are coming, that kind of thing. So I hope I answered the
To
question.
break the taboo, is it like
Sorry, come again.
the so you're trying to break the taboos that are being constructed in the people's mind?
Exactly. I don't know. I wouldn't say that I'm trying to break it, but I am trying to be understanding in what, from which context are they trying to come, and just take it easy. Everything is simple. It's easy. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. We need to move, and let let's explore. It's okay to talk about it, or it's okay to experience it. It's fine. There is nothing. That's what I have this thing called, there is nothing right or wrong. Exactly, because what I feel right might be wrong for you, or what you may feel right might be wrong for me. So there is no exactly right or wrong. It's how we perceive things. It is.
So, do you have more paintings in the same series, or it's a
Ah,
painting?
there is another painting I did in 2020, that also for um another for during the women's day as well. So it's a but it's a bit different, because I was still exploring which style I'm going to go. So I haven't really find out that during this time. I didn't really haven't find what actually I want to move into. So this is experimental work during that time. So this is also one of a work that I did during the Women's Day. The size is six six no 4 by 7 feet. That, I think, this is one of the biggest work that I did before. So this is you can see a lot of details in there, a lot of writing in there here. So I have done again, I've done some research about why there is a discrimination for women's, like, since when it started and all these things. So when I did the research, right, so I find out that a lot of people actually try to, I mean, they have fought for the rights for the women in like, it started like 200, 300 years back. And I figure out and managed to get a lot of details about them, this person is from where, and whatever the details that I have put in is actually only their name, and from which country, and from which year to which year they have fought for that rights. So it's not only for women, it's not only women who have fought, there are also men who fought for women's right. So there's also another concept. People think that, oh, women right means only women is is actually fighting for it, but no, even men have done it before. And this is a tribute work, artwork, for whoever that appreciating and and have done a lot of work for them in the past. So if you look into the details, I mean, now it's very small, but if you look into the real work, all the details were like from past. It's like 200, 300 years ago, and from different country, and you'll be surprised to know these are the country that having a lot of discrimination, which now they have a lot of freedom and stuff. So so there are two phases. It's actually my self portrait as well. So one is sad face, and then one is a angry face. So like, even though people have fought for so many years for women, I have this sad and also anger now to see how women are not really taking care of, not really using the freedom that you're having, and you are using it for something else. So that's something that I feel a bit sad, because even though you have so much of freedom, or you have so much of um, possibility, or opportunities, some of them are not, I'm not saying everyone, but some of them are not really exploring or using it. So that's something, or they're using it for some other ways, some other reasons. So that's what I'm trying to say here in this artwork.
So your anger is again towards the women itself.
Yes, yes. Yes, because I personally have experienced it as well. Because of the freedom that they're having, they're using it, how to say, they are using it wrongly, I would say. They are abusing the freedom that they're having, I guess. Yeah.
Have you included any names from India?
That's also another surprising part, because when I look back from 200, 300 years back, right, India was not there. India was not there. This discrimination came in only later part in India. That's something really I surprised as well. I got surprised as well,
So,
which was only started from 19 onwards. 19 onwards. You can see it 1930 or 1940s during that time, but not during 18 or 17, no. Or yeah.
from where did you get those statistics, like the details?
Oh, that's another interesting question, because usually I'll go with the sources. I'll the sources that I would go with, books, of course, books, and also libraries, and because sometimes I don't really believe in checking in Google, because the source might not be exactly or accurately it can give you, because it's something that man made. So I would rather go with the ancient details, or sources, or people, or professors, or whoever that I could find with this kind of details. Yep.
Okay, interesting. And you have done psychology, right? So can I ask you, how do you relate art and psychology? As you already said that you started learning psychology because you wanted to know about the human thinking, and you wanted to study how human brain is wired, right? So how do you apply psychology, your knowledge in psychology, how do you apply that in art?
I wouldn't say I am applying psychology as a separate stuff. I think art itself is psychology.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I feel like art itself is very much related to human psychology, and it's a therapy. Like, how would I say, it's therapy for the artist itself. It has been helped me personally for a lot of instance as well. So I wouldn't put psychology and art as a separate thing. I would say it is together. It is always been together. It's just that for me to understand it further, I took it as a different subject, as a psychology. And then when I moved into positive art psychology, I understood it's all actually, it comes together, it works together. It would not work differently, because no matter how much you focus on your technical part of your painting, right? Like, the how, what color you are putting, or which are the things that you need to put there, how the composition and everything, it also comes from your subconscious mind, what you have back in mind, and what are the colors that you're using. So if you look into my colors, the way that I use a lot of vibrant colors, because I like that vibrancy in people. Like, even when I speak to people, I like the zest in them, like how positive they are, how they are seeing the life. So I think I constantly look people to get inspired to do my artwork, the psychology, the connection, the whatever that I'm getting from them. And I just put it in my work. I mean, be it negative or positive, but that's how I get filled or inspired. Yeah.
So you have also done some certification in art therapy. Here. So can you share your experience about art therapy, and do you still practice art therapy? Do you give sessions?
Yes, I do. So, like I said, I work from in an organization from 9 to 5. Once I'm back, I'll do my artwork. So this is my routine, right? So art therapy is something that I did for myself. I begin with for me, like I needed that thing. So I just went and explored how to do this. What is this therapy? Can I do something about it? And then I explored to learn to get certified about that, and eventually what I did, I started implementing it in organization. So I started with my organization first. So and then I started doing it one-to-one session for people. So it's quite interesting to see how people are manifesting their inner emotion through colors. So I'm sure you know about it as well, since you said that you are also very much into the psychology and stuff, and arts as well. So I'm very sure you can relate to it. So people think that only a person can draw like exactly a human face or human thing, they are the one who can do these kind of things, but it's not true actually. Anyone who can play with color, you can, even like a child, you can just like be like a child, you can just throw the color and just play with the color. It's a therapy, it subconsciously will help you. But again, being the certified person, or being call it as a therapist, we would be able to see the usage of colors, the selection of colors, and where are they, what kind of in what kind of level are they. Because all of us are having stress, and some of us been have gone through depressed and all these things, but we wouldn't know how to really let it go, because we just keep everything inside, and we think, or we will assume that we have forgiven or we have forgotten and all these things, but actually it's not really have gone out from you. So I think art therapy is a way of letting it out without you knowing the reason why it is. So we being I when I did my certification, when I did my first experiment or when I did my first session with my client, with one of my client, it was very surprising to me as well, to see how beautifully the brain works through the colors, and the emotion works through colors. They wouldn't know why they are using red color. You wouldn't know when we are putting it the red color or black color, or we wouldn't know. But being a person who knows the reason why they are using it, we will be able to decipher the reason, and eventually we will guide them through how to come out from there, without telling them, you know what, oh, you're having a serious issue, no, you shouldn't do that. So that's how art therapy will help a person to just let go a lot of emotional burden that they are having in them. And it's definitely not going to help if you're doing it in a day. It has to be like it depends on the severity of the person, how stressful are they, or how in which level are they. So it takes like once in a month or twice in a week, or depends. So I'm learning. It's very much interesting to me as well.
Okay, so you're practicing it for yourself, or you're giving sessions for others?
Session for others. I am already
Oh,
practicing it. I am already practicing it through my all my hard works.
nice. Okay. So, what would be your advice for the young artists and for the upcoming artists?
I'm not sure whether I'm already in a stage to advise people, but um, I can say that please don't, how to say, if you have the fire or if you have some passion, don't stop. Mm, just move, even though you have, I mean, especially when it's come to arts, we tend to have this concept that, oh, it sore podadu, there is no future. That's what we have been, most of us have been hearing, and that's how we grew up, and then eventually we find our own way how to do that. But I think it's nothing about sore podadu, nothing about what you get out of it. It's about what you feel about it. So if you feel that art is something that you love, just do it. You don't put the expectation into it. When you do something sincerely, things will work out. Things will just happen nicely, beautifully. So that's what I would say. It's not really advice. This is what I felt that I'm also experiencing and practicing.
Yeah. Okay. So it was nice talking to you, Miss Moly. And would you like to add something? Would you like to say something for our viewers?
um Not uh, thank you for having me, Miss Meenakshi. That I should thank you first, and also thank you to in Tamil media as well. So I it's a good platform for us to share about our experience and stuff. I hope I didn't speak a lot, but I'm glad to be a part of it. I able to share my experiences, and a lot of no a long way to go for me as well. A long way to go.
Okay, wishing you all the best and all the success for your art journey. And thanks a lot for being with us and sharing your art experiences and sharing your work. It was such a great experience to see all your work. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.